Okay, we're all ready. Okay, so let's get into it. Hi, good everyone. We're going to be showing you how to get a similar result to this. So let me make a page refresh so you can see this is a live page. The last payout was over $23,000, which is almost $24,000. The current balance is $3,000. I will make another page refresh so you can see this is a live page. Now, what I'll be showing you today is how to get similar results on your YouTube. So if you have a YouTube channel and you want to get similar results, this is how to do it. At the moment, my current balance is $3,000 or over $3,000, and this was how I was able to do it. So firstly, there are a couple of services you could use to do this. We have so many of them. We have my highly recommended, which is pepperspace.com. Now, Paperspace is basically a platform where you can rent computers. So why are you renting computers online? Now you're renting computers online because you're going to be installing bots on these computers and drive traffic and engagement to your YouTube channel. Now, if you don't want to use Paperspace, we have other services like Microsoft Azure. They currently give a 30 days trial. So this simply means when you sign up, you get a trial to use the platform for some time. Now, if this works for you, you could work with that. But what I'll be using on this video is Paperspace. So on Paperspace, I'll click on where it says Core. It drops down to give me two sections, Gradients and Virtual Servers. I'll click on Virtual Servers. Now, when I click on Virtual Server, I'll click on Create Machine. Now, in the Create Machine section, I'll click on the machine side and I'll click on CPU. Now on the CPU, I'll scroll down to at least 16 gig of RAM. I like using at least 16 gig of RAM when it has to do with driving traffic to YouTube, and that's practically because YouTube takes lots of RAM, especially when you're watching these videos. You could use a cheaper setup if you're doing this for, let's say, websites, but if you're driving traffic to YouTube, you need a bigger setup, which is at least 16 gig of RAM. Now click on 16 gig of RAM. Then where it says Ubuntu, which is this section, I'll click on it and I'll click on Windows. And then I'll choose this specific Windows, and now I'll have to give it a name. Now I like giving my computer's name based on the location I would want to be driving traffic from. So this particular machine, I want to be driving traffic from, say, South Africa. So I'm going to say South Africa. Now this means I'm calling this machine South Africa, or this machine will be known as South Africa. Now, why I'm giving it the name of South Africa is that I'm going to install Cakebots in it, and I would use lots of virtual devices on Cakebots. But these virtual devices would only be using a South Africa proxy. This is so that each time I want to go into any location, I can simply just go to that particular location and know that all the computers that are on this computer are just basically this location. I think I confused, like I made a confusing thing. What I'm trying to say now is that any name I'm giving to this machine would help me. So whenever I want to check what machine is which, I can say, okay, for instance, this is South Africa. I can do South Africa underscore one. So what this means is this is the first computer, and this computer is for South Africa. Now, if I have another computer for South Africa, I can say two, I can say three, I can say four. So it gives me an idea of what location I'm driving this traffic from. Now that's because that machine or that computer or this computer I'm creating would only be used to drive traffic from this particular location. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down, and that is the only thing that's important to me. No other thing makes sense to me because I can leave them at default. And then I'll click on create machine. Now, what this will do is it will start creating a computer for me, which is practically like a real computer, but this computer is on the cloud. Now, this computer would be a Windows 10 computer, and the name of the computer would be called South Africa underscore one. Now, realistically, I could keep creating as many as possible, but I just want to show you how to do this from one location. Now, I would just make a total of 3 locations. You can have as many as possible. I, for a person, I have accounts with hundreds of VPSs, but this particular account, I will just be having a maximum of 3 just for tutorials. So you can see right now I've created one called South Africa. I'll click on create again and I'll create another machine. CPU, I'll use a minimum of 16 gig grams, and I would choose Windows, and I'll choose Windows, and I'll call this one, let's say, Australia. So I'm calling this Australia, and nothing else matters to me, so I'll just hit create machine. So what is happening right now is that I've not only created a computer called South Africa, I've also created another computer called Australia. Now, if I wanted lots of these computers, I can say South Africa 1, South Africa 2, South Africa 3, Australia 1, Australia 2, Australia 3. So practically I can keep saying, as many as I want. But since I would not be creating plenty, I'll just stop using the underscore one. So now I've created Australia. I won't say Australia underscore one. I'll just say Australia because I'm just going to be creating few machines. So I've done South Africa, I've done Australia. I want to add one more location, and this location would be. I accidentally clicked something I wasn't supposed to click. So let me choose 16 gig again. Windows. Now, this third location could be we could give it a location, say London. Let's give it London. Right, so now I have three machines. One machine is South Africa, another machine is Australia, another machine is London. So what are we going to be doing? We're going to head over to each and every single one of this machine, and we're going to install OKBot on these machines. Now, after installing OKBot on these machines, we will now be able to start driving traffic. Now, because what I'm teaching might be flagged or reported, I would not use my main YouTube account for this. I would create a YouTube account for this tutorial, and I would drive traffic to this YouTube. I would also show you how you can use this strategy to monetize a YouTube account. All you simply just need is as many computers as possible, so as you keep watching the videos, your watch hours will get closer. Okay, so now I have these three machines set up. I would want to launch each and every one of them one after the other. So I'm going to click on launch for South Africa. Now you can currently see at the address bar, let me off the image, the filter. You can see this is like a link. This link is basically a computer. So where you see it say console paper space which means machine. Now this is a code. So that this code practically means this particular machine. Now what this means is that I can have as many machines as possible running on my Google console. So let me show you what I mean. For instance, I'm going to take this now. You can see that this is the first tab. This first tab is still starting up. I'm going to go to where I'm going to go to where I have I'm going to where I have my Google AdSense, and I would head over to console.paperspace.com again, and I would I clicked South Africa on the first one. So now I'm here again. I'll click on London. Okay, I'll click on Australia. Australia was the second one I created. So now if you pay attention, you see that this first tab has this first tab has this particular machine code. The second tab has the machine code, and now I would open up another tab. Now this time around I'll open the London location. So now I have three tabs. Each and every one of this tab is practically a virtual machine. Now at the moment it's taking some time to load. I don't know specifically if this is as a result of network. I don't know for sure, but I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it running. Now, once these machines fully load up, when they do, okay, one of them has connected. This is it. Let me check this other one from South Africa. South Africa one is saying starting. Australia has opened. The London is saying restarting. Okay, so I'll go to the Australia that is currently working and I'll open Google Chrome. You can see right now that this machine or this browser, it's a virtual machine, it's like a computer. But this is where it's making sense. Now, I can have one tab, which is one browser. This one browser is one machine. If I wanted to have 50 machines or 50 VPS, all I had to do was to have 50 browsers. And then I'll just go through each and every one of the locations and then get to warm the bots. It will make sense, but I would show you like an example right now, a real life example, and then you would understand better how it works. I think I might have to let me refresh the page.